There is something very romantic about a mechanical watch. The fact that a combination of springs, wheels, and screws are able to tell the time accurately is just mind-blowing. Now, imagine creating a watch that is so detailed and accurate that it even can tell you what type of moon is out there on this starry night. Well, it exists, and it's called a perpetual calendar. If you own an automatic watch, you're probably used to using it, setting it down, and coming back 2 or 3 days later for it to be stopped. So you need to pick it up, wind it, and set the time and date again. Even if you use your watch every day, you still need to fix the date at least 6 times a year. The 28th of February that jumps up to the 1st of March. Or all of the 30-day month where you need to skip the 31st to arrive on the first day of the next month. Or even when February has 29 days, that happens every 4 years. That is a problem that is fixed on this watch. This perpetual calendar is designed to accurately display the time, date, day of the week, and the moon phase for typically up to at least a century. But the most impressive feat of it is that it is all controlled by the crown. But we will talk about this later. Here's how a perpetual calendar typically works. A perpetual calendar will have a mechanical memory, often of 48 months. This memory knows the lengths of each month, whether it has 28, 30, or 31 days. Fun fact, did you know that every year is actually 365.25 days? That is why every 4 years we have an extra day on February 19th. And that is called a leap year. A perpetual calendar will have a system that keeps track of the 4-year leap year cycle to display February 29th when applicable. Mechanical perpetual calendars are most commonly found in high-quality watches. In these timepieces, the perpetual calendar complication is highly valued and showcases impressive craftsmanship and engineering. Now, you might say, my phone can do that. Even my G-Shock can do that, and they do not carry a heavy price tag. And to that I say, yeah, you're absolutely right. Today's electronic and digital calendars, such as those found in smartphones and computers, also function as a perpetual calendar with the help of algorithms, and they don't require the complex gearing that mechanical calendars do. But they are built on the same principles of accurately accounting for the passage of time according to the rules of the calendar system in use. But some people could argue that it is the same with cars. Let's talk about an automatic and a manual car. Yes, it is easier to drive an automatic car. But just imagine taking out a classic 6-speed manual car on the beach. A red, shiny classic car. You see? There is something much more romantic and adventurous about that. And this is the same thing. IWC is known for their past in creating pilots and military watches. Of course, this is no different. This big pilot watch gets its name from, well, being a big pilot's watch. The crown is traditionally big because it was designed for pilots to use in open cockpits. They had to use gloves, so the crown has to be big for them to be able to manipulate the crown, set the time, wind the watch without freezing their fingers off. Inside this watch beats the IWC manufactured caliber 52610, a self-winding movement with a Peloton automatic winding system. This means that the rotor is not connected to the winding system per se, but run in rollers made out of ruby, which help reduce the stress on the mechanism. We even get a ceramic wheel that helps the biggest stress points of the watch movement to be able to run without lubrication with essentially zero wear. The movement is made out of 374 components, including a solid 18-karat gold rotor, and it provides a 7-day power reserve when fully wound. Not only is this movement a feat of engineering, but also it is incredibly beautiful. Now remember that I said that the most impressive part of this watch is that it is all controlled by the crown? Well, It is. Normally, perpetual calendars are one of the most complicated but at the same time delicate movements ever. They are generally controlled by pushers to the side of the case where you can control the moon phase, the date and the month. These movements are normally delicate because there are a lot of parts interacting together. So if one fails, everything fails. But this watch is different. Everything has been pre-programmed. The only thing you have to set is the time and the date, and the watch will take care of everything else. This system makes this watch a lot more user-friendly, but still, beware, it's still a delicate movement. And it still can get out of sync by harsh movements. So you really need to take care of this watch. With a 46.2mm case diameter and a 16mm case height, the watch carries a significant presence on the wrist. However, the well-crafted case and shape make it surprisingly comfortable for its size. Now, let's be honest, this is a complicated watch that puts out a lot of information, so we'll give it a pass on size this time. IWC Schaffhausen has a storied history, especially in the field of pilot's watches. The company has kept their tradition of quality and craftsmanship since 1868. This model, named after Antoine de Saint-Exupéry's Le Petit Prince, embodies the adventurous spirit and pays homage to the brand's heritage. The retail price of this perpetual calendar was about $26,700. As a high-end luxury watch with intricate complications, it is certainly not accessible to every collector. It offers a good value for money, considering its technical prowess, exquisite craftsmanship, and the reputation of IWC as a luxury watchmaker. Most perpetual calendars are more of a dress watch options. Brands like Patek Philippe, Jaeger LeCoultre, or even Audemars Piguet offer this complication, but with a more sober look, if you will. What sets this watch apart is its iconic pilot's watch aesthetic, which gives it a sporty, classic, and historical feel. This is the first time that we've ever had a perpetual calendar on this channel, and believe me, I was as amazed of it as I was petrified. I try not to play a lot with this watch because I was scared of damaging the movement. It was lent to me by a friend, but he gave it to me a couple days forward. And the only solution to this is to stop the watch and let time pass by. This is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful and complicated watches that I've ever handled. Now, the only problem is that I believe that after this watch, every other watch will seem dull and boring and simple.